we're back. And it's a little bit about yourself and your background, because I suppose a lot of people look at people like you and go, how the heck did you learn all this? Where's your skill set come from? You help people get jobs, you help companies be able to recruit better in themselves, but you also help business owners like myself build their businesses because you understand it. So where does the understanding come from? What's your background?
Yeah. Well, I've been in business for quite some time. I suppose previously, in my previous life, I was a professional marine biologist.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. You didn't swim with those things with big fins on their back, did you?
Yeah, actually more times than I care to remember, actually. But,
oh,
yeah.
no.
So I started off as a marine biologist and did that for a period of time. And then during a recession that we had to have, I decided that it was about time to start looking for something different. So I went through a fairly big transition period of my own, actually.
Yeah.
And I started getting involved in business. And I ran small businesses. I went and did lots of business coaching and business training. And then after a period of time, building up capabilities and skills in those areas, I started to create businesses of my own and then eventually manage them as well.
Yeah.
And around 17 years ago, I started working in recruitment. And because of my background, it wasn't long before I was managing recruitment companies.
Yes.
And then I was working with companies on projects, getting various people together and providing them with advice too, and working with their HR teams. So
I gotta ask you, everyone's going to be looking at this and going, is swimming amongst the business people different than swimming amongst sharks, Peter?
There's a few sharks around, that's for sure.
That's a massive transition.
Yeah, well, I guess so. But,
what do you think the skill sets you've picked up along the way from having done all that training and had your own businesses?
Yep.
What are some of the key points you think, well, because I've done that, this is what gives me my edge, this is what gives me my almost empathy, that deeper understanding of what's going on?
Oh, well, there's a few areas. I mean, I've transitioned a lot in different jobs myself, been through that whole process. In the process of recruiting people and interviewing people, I've gone, I've walked with them, walked in their shoes.
It reminds me of that phrase, and I always say when people say they're going to get a consultant, and I say there's a total difference between concept and knowledge. Yeah. Concept is, I think the candle burns me, if I touch it, it burns me. I kind of know. And you've walked it, as you said, you've walked the talk, so you actually know it. Yeah. It's not book learned.
From the recruiting side of things, from the candidate side of things, absolutely.
Yeah.
From the business side of things, it's just having a lot of experience and knowledge that I've gained. I spent 20 years researching the stock market as well and all sorts of companies, large and small.
What made you do that?
I just had a really strong interest in the market, learning how to trade and things like that. So I was a sponge. I was reading everything about finance and business and trends and macroeconomics, all sorts of things. Yeah. So I sort of gained a lot of knowledge through that as well. Talking to people, it's a real passion that I had. Yeah. And just working with people in businesses and trying to help them to get their businesses on track, trying to help them to put things in place that they need to, because businesses can be quite complicated things. There's a lot of people involved, a lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You say the stock market, I'm thinking like the new trends that are going through, it's been for a while now, but like bitcoins and this cryptocurrency, like going, where is it going? But cryptocurrencies are like just, even I don't understand them fully. I've got friends that trade in them. I'm going, really? Yeah. In this thing that doesn't really exist anywhere?
Well, we're going to see a lot of changes. I mean, 1995, most people had no experience with the internet at all. 1996 was pretty much when the internet was invented, or became public, I should say.
Yes.
And so in that time, in those 20 years since then, the world is a different place. And there's only a few technologies that have been introduced. Well, that's going to double in the next few short years, and it's going to double again after that. So the trends and the changes that we're going to see are just going to increase enormously. Yeah. So people do need to learn new skills. They're going to have to retrain themselves. The way that people educate themselves in the future is going to change. People are going to have to continue to learn new things all the time.
And I think that's the thing, isn't it? Is we go to school, we learn a job, we learn a trade, or we get a qualification, but we don't learn how to then go, okay, I'm really good at this, but getting the actual job,
Yeah.
That's a whole different skill set, and I don't see many people. I don't see any people actually, certainly not in schools and unis, teaching you properly how this thing has to evolve and to get you success.
Well, they actually do provide training to people, but the things are changing so quickly that they're actually behind. So the way that people find jobs is actually changing.
Yeah.
But the thing though is that the world is becoming a more complex place.
Yes.
And now we do need to venture out. We need to get support and help from other people. I mean, I go and I use a bookkeeper for my bookkeeping. I use an accountant for my accounting. I go and see a dentist when I've got problems with my teeth. There's things I can't do.
Yes.
And so I outsource them. It's a smart thing to do.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, and the thing is that, look, I was talking to, not that I have a lot of CEOs as clients, but I do have some, on $500,000 a year. Now, he hasn't worked for a number of months, 5 months. Each week it's costing him $10,000 in lost income. So, so he can't afford to be sitting on the sidelines waiting to get a job.
I know we're in Australia and we always say we're a little bit behind like the trends of other countries. But in the US, job coaches are you wouldn't think twice about getting a job coach now or a career coach. You're going, I get an athletics coach, I got a business coach, I get my career coach. These are just the standards now starting to come through. And I think would I be right in saying that the people who start to adopt these like business coaches, mentors, job coaches like stuff, they're already ahead of the game. They're already getting in front.
Well, yeah. Well, think about it this way. Particularly in West Australia, which is the number of industries we've got are fairly narrow. It's fairly resource based, and so we go through boom bust.
Yeah.
And so people are employed, unemployed, unemployed.
We're kind of resource construction, aren't we?
Yeah. So every time you're unemployed, though, your career takes a setback. It takes a hit.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you really afford to do that?
No, not in this day and age.
So really, what we really need to do is we want to keep our careers on track. We want to build our careers. We don't want to keep having gaps all the time. And so having someone that can help you and assist you and coach you and counsel you about your career and keeping you on track so you're doing the jobs you love to do, you're building on your skill sets, you understand where the trends are going, and you're always one step ahead of the game, puts you miles ahead of your competition.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And I know there's probably people looking now, both people looking for jobs and probably companies going, hey, maybe we should get Peter in and just have a bit of a chat, make sure we get it right, because they can't afford the ups and downs either.
Well, no, you're right. And look, a friend of mine, an ex-manager who I've known for 20 odd years or so, she was a fantastic manager, very successful, built up multi-million-dollar businesses. And I said, so tell me, what's the secret? And she long ago said, the secret is to find really good people, smarter than yourself, find really good people, and the second part is to hang on to them. Because the longer they stay in your company, the more they improve, the better that they get, and the more successful you become. Yeah. So that's the key, that's the secret.
That's the key, that's the secret. And if you want to talk about the secret with Peter, what's the best way of contacting you, Peter?
Best way of contacting me is via email.
Yep.
And I've also got my phone number on my...
Yeah, tell them what the email and the phone number is.
The email is peter@palentum.com.au.
And your phone number, Peter?
Phone number is 0408 224 132.
Fantastic. If you're in Perth, West Australia, actually in Australia in general, give you a call. Maybe not 2 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah. Well, actually, I should point out I do have clients from all over the world. So around Australia, the Middle East, United States, New Zealand, UK. So
Palentum. Look it up on the internet and keep watching this YouTube channel because we're going to get some great advice coming through. Thank you so much, Peter.
Thanks a lot, Mike.
It's been a lot of fun. I've learned so much.
Thank you.
Marine biologists and with sharks. Fantastic. Thanks very much, Peter.
You're welcome.
And thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.